Do we have to memorize these formulas? Nope. So what's going to happen is when they say, what's the sine of 2 times a theta? You're going to say, oh, I have to use this formula. What about when they ask what's the cosine of 2 times theta? You can use any of these 3. It makes no difference. And then tangent just has one formula. So let's go see. It says, if the sine of an angle is 2/3, and theta has its terminal side in the first quadrant, blah, 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 blah. Here's what I'm going to say. You guys, if the sine of an angle is 2/3, I want you to go draw yourself a right triangle. And they said it's in the first quadrant, so there we are. And my little angle is going to be here, little theta down there. And if we know the sine is 2/3, so SOH, do you agree that sine would be opposite over hypotenuse? You cool with that? So we're like, okay, I drew this little triangle. The sine of 2 theta, let's go break this out. Let's go apply this formula. Isn't that just going to be 2 sine of theta cosine of theta? And I got that from right here. Again, just applying these properties, not memorizing them. From this triangle, can I find what the sine of this theta is? Or did we already know what the sine of theta was? That's really what we build our triangle off of, right? Sine of theta is 2/3. So this thing I'm going to replace with 2/3. So I've got 2 times 2/3 times the cosine of theta. Based on this picture, what would the cosine be, or what do I need to do to get the cosine? Say it again. Yeah, we got to do Pythagorean theorem in order to get this adjacent side, right? So are you cool if we're like, well, all right, a squared plus 2 squared is going to have to equal 3 squared. A squared equals 5. What's a going to be? Root 5. Yeah, we don't need any calculators. You can just leave it as a root. So if a is root 5, what would the cosine of this theta be? Yeah, exactly. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so we cool with saying a root 5 over 3. Now let's multiply them up. This 2 is really over 1, so let's multiply everything on top across. 2 times 2? 4 times that root 5 is just going to get me a 4 root 5. Thomas Drew, you down? Do that. Answers to the bottom? 1 times 3 times 3? 9. Boom. We're done. This info is going to apply for all 3 of these questions because they said in the stem of this, the sine is 2/3. So then we're going to use this for all 3 of these. For the cosine of 2 theta, does one of these formulas look better to you than another? Makes no difference what we use. Jack Harris, do you feel like using the first one, the second one, or the third one? I don't care. First one. Big thing to remember, you guys. When it says cosine squared, that really means the same as cosine squared. Go find that quantity and square it. Minus the sine squared. We got to go get that quantity and square it. So he chose the first one. Didn't matter which one we used. He chose that one. There's not a wrong answer there. What would the cosine of theta? Let's go get this quantity. What is the cosine of theta? I think Riker just found it for us. Cosine was root 5 over 3. Guess what we got to do? Square that thing. Minus, what was the sine of theta? They told us 2/3, and we got to square it. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it without a calculator. What's root 5 squared? 5 over 3 squared? 9. Minus 2/3 squared. 2 squared is 4. 3 squared is 5/9 minus 4/9. 1/9, you got it. And last but not least, tangent of 2 theta. Tangent of 2 theta. We got to use this formula. So I'm just going to bring it on down. We got 2 tangent of theta over 1 minus, and sometimes it might help you to write tan of theta and then square the outside of it, because we got to just remember to square that whole term. Here's my theta triangle. What's the tangent of it? TOA. Yeah, so I've got 2 times opposite over adjacent. That's my numerator. over 1 minus that same quantity, tan of theta SOHCAHTOA, opposite over adjacent, 2 over root 5 squared. All right, we can do this without a calc. What's 2 times 2? 4 over root 5. And then we'd have 1 minus, what's 2 root 5ths squared? I just square them separately. What's 2 squared? 4 over root 5 squared. Careful, square root of 25 would just give me 5. You're totally fine. This is crazy. What would 1 minus 4/5 be? What would 5/5 minus 4/5 be? 1/5. So we got 4 root 5ths divided by 1/5. What's dividing by 1/5 the same as? You know it. So 4 root 5ths divided by 1/5 is the same as multiplying by 5. True, true. What would this get me when I multiply that across?
20 over root 5.
Perfect. And what's my beef with that? Right. So we're going to multiply by that root 5, and we'd end with... Whew, you guys, this may be the worst problem ever. What's 20/5? 4 root 5 is my final answer. Wow. Do you guys agree? I just brought over the formulas for us. We're going to do the same thing because it's 2 theta, 2 theta, 2 theta. That means that we got to use the double angle identities. But do you agree that we don't have a secant rule? But secant's the same as 1 over cosine. So I'd say I need 1 over, okay. Secant's the reciprocal of cosine. So if secant is negative 4/3, what's cosine going to be? Negative 3/4. You got it. You guys, you need to use that to make yourself a triangle. And look what they said. That angle is between 90 and 180 degrees. What quadrant is that? Yeah, between 90 and 180. We got to be over in the second quadrant. Whoop. And what we do know is the cosine. So adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent over hypotenuse. Which one of those is going to be negative? Ed, you with me? Yeah, because we went left, correct? We went left, then up. Yeah, so that 3 is going to be negative. How am I going to go find that height, or that opposite, if you will? Yeah, a squared plus b squared equals c squared stuff saying I'm just going to move over that 3 squared. Why do I not have to worry about it being negative? Because we square it. 16 minus 9. Uh-huh. So square root of 7 is going to be that leg. You guys, so when we got the sine of 2 theta, we don't have any choice. We're going to have to go use this formula. So I'm just going to write it. I like to just say 2 sine of theta, cosine of theta. I'm just a writer-outer. Then the info has to come from the triangle. What is the sine of theta? Because they didn't give it to us here, but we can get it over here. So SOH. Opposite over hypotenuse. You got it. Root 7 over 4. Cosine of theta is what they want here. Adjacent over hypotenuse. Negative 3 over 4. Let's multiply it across. Reichert. This 2 is really over 1. 2 times negative 3, Reichert? Negative 6. So you cool with a little negative 6 root 7? Over. Close. Multiply them.
Oh, 16.
You got it. And then we do need to simplify. 6/16 could simplify to be... There's your 8. You knew it was coming. Let's just... So you pick it, Reichert. Garris had us do the first one last time. Which one do you feel like doing this time? Let's do 2 or 3. 2. We're doing the second one. So we're doing 2 cosine squared theta minus 1. Makes no difference. Reichert, what we are going to use is our picture. Our triangle that Mr. Roberts is down with now. Now he is. All right, we got this triangle that we're referring to. What is the cosine of theta?
Negative 3 over 4.
Yeah, adjacent over hypotenuse. So I've got negative 3 over 4. I got to square it, times that sucker by 2, and bring down the minus 1. This 2 is right there. Minus 1 is right there. We can do this, people. We got 2 times, what would negative 3/4 squared be? 3 squared? 4 squared? So we got 9/16. Negative times a negative is a positive. Yes, could you type this in your calculator? Sure. But let's just practice it. 2 times 9 is 18/16 minus 1. 18/16 minus 16/16. 2/16 is the same as 1/8. Good job.